Dzień dobry, dobry wieczór. Mam na imię Michael Rubenfeld. This is my YouTube channel. Welcome, and no, this is not a joke. This is my real hair. I'm having one of those days. Please forgive me, but I hope you can find some amusement in it as you listen to me talk about things in Poland that I really love. At this point, some of you might be thinking, there's a lot of great hairdressers in Poland. And yes, that is true, but that is not on my list. The first thing on my list, and oddly was something that really surprised me, was Poland's nature. Poland is beautiful. It's unbelievably beautiful. And coming from Canada, we have this reputation of being so beautiful with our mountains and our nature. But you come to Poland, and honestly, I think it's better than Canada. In Canada, if you don't grow up near the mountains or near an ocean, you never get to access them. Canada is huge. I grew up in a town called Winnipeg, which is in the center of Canada, and it's not beautiful. Yes, there's some beautiful countryside and lake areas, but if you really want to find the beautiful parts of Canada, you have to go to the west or the east coast. Whereas in Poland, it doesn't matter where you live, you can reach the mountains or the sea in under a day. To me, this is magnificent. And I love that it's just this thing that all Polish people do. They go to the mountains or they go to the sea, depending on where they live. People really appreciate nature here. And it's not that they don't in Canada, but I just feel like there's a sort of universal appreciation of nature here that I'm not used to. And I've grown to appreciate nature more as a result. And, as a Jew, I've always thought of Jewish people as city folk. But coming to Poland, I can see that Jewish culture must have been informed by the beauty of this country. But when I think about Jews, I think about, New York Jews or Toronto Jews. I don't think about the country, but it's made me sort of reframe how I think about Jews and where they naturally belong. I know it sounds a bit strange, but that's just the cliche that I grew up with. The people. The people of Poland are pretty impressive, I have to say. I think the fact is that until moving to Poland, I didn't really think about what Polish people were like, or I just kind of perceived Polish people as like old babcias who are working in like communist style bakeries that I would sometimes visit in Toronto. But coming here, not only are the people interesting, to me, there's just something about the psychology of survival and fighting for survival that seems to have kind of embedded itself into the DNA of the Polish people. Now, I'm not a scientist, so don't quote me on this, and it's just theoretical. But man, some of the protests that I would go to in Poland really blew my mind. I just couldn't believe how insistent Polish people are on not only fighting for, but maintaining their freedom. It's just not something that I'm used to. There's just a culture of politicization in Poland that is fascinating. It's not necessarily a good thing. The politicization of a people is not actually something that we strive for. And you could argue that part of the reason that Canada is attractive is because the people aren't as politicized, or they don't need to be as politicized as, say, the people of Poland are required to be. But Polish people have this pretty amazing history of not accepting what they don't accept. Despite the fact that the current government has done as much as it could to control the narrative, Polish people refused to give this government a third term. And, whether you are happy about that or not, and I'm sure a lot of people are not, it just amazing that Polish people did not or would not allow themselves to be controlled in their mind. They insisted on maintaining democracy. And I think that's pretty impressive. The language. Okay, the Polish language is wacky. It is so hard to learn. It's been one of the most difficult things in the world for me to do. Jestem dumny, że teraz umiem mówić trochę po polsku i rozumiem coraz lepiej, ale kiedy mówię szczerze, było tak trudne dla mnie, żeby się uczyć ten język. Mój mózg jest bardzo zmęczony, ale cieszę się, że teraz umiem mówić, ale trwało około 7-8 lat. Teraz umiem tylko mówić jak dziecko. Moje dziecko, on ma prawie 5 lat i już on mówi lepiej niż ja i mam trochę wstyd, ale na szczęście mówię trochę. The point is that this language is so hard. And you know, when I first started learning it, I would look at Polish people just easily speaking it, and I would just think, my God, you're all geniuses. Your ability to speak this language with such ease clearly makes you all geniuses. But now that I'm learning to speak the language and I speak it more and more, I have to say that I kind of love it. I don't know why. There's just something about speaking it that makes me feel, I don't even know how to describe it, but somehow maybe like more Slavic, whatever that might mean. I don't know. I just kind of like want to, eat a sausage and, kick a football and, I don't know, drink some beer and punch someone in the face. That's not exactly how I feel. I'm really against violence. But there is just something about it that's, I don't know, physical, far more physical than I'm used to. Lubię ten język. Nie wiem dlaczego, ale... Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm getting all worked up. Anyways, the language is cool. It's cool that like only people in Poland speak it, or Polish people outside of Poland speak it. I don't know. It's somehow like I feel like starting to learn and speak it and becoming a part of this club, very exclusive club that only 40 to 50 million people belong to. I just don't think that people really know much about the Polish language if they don't speak it. It just kind of sounds like gibberish to non-Slavic people. But man, it's just, I don't know. I just really love it. Anyways, I have other things that I want to add to this list, but I'm going to say this is part 1 and leave it at that and keep you wanting, hopefully, more. There are a lot of things that I keep coming back to that I love. I'm curious to know, what do you love about Poland? What keeps you rooted in this country? And if you're not from here, what are the reasons that you stay? What keeps you here? Bye, and thank you, and I love you.